when it comes into marketing, don't make the same mistake that I made, right? When I started off in the business, I learned about cap rates. I learned about rent rolls, T12s, underwriting, pro forma, all of that stuff. What I did not pay enough attention to is marketing, right? And this whole business is a marketing and sales business. And if you don't have your marketing and sales down, you really don't have a business, and all that T12, all that cap rate, all of that data doesn't even matter, right? So today we're gonna focus on that so that you can take this information, use it in your business, and hopefully do more deals, expand your network, connect with more brokers, all of the above. All right. So real quick, let me share my screen with you now. For those that are new here, my name is Jason Stubblefield. You're looking at my website, rilapartments.com. That's RIL apartments.com. If you go there, you can find out more about me, more about my team, some of the deals that we have done. Also, if you're interested in hearing about some of the deals, right, we have this Invest Now button. You click that button, brings you to a form. You fill that out, puts you in our world. That way you can hear about the deals that we have coming forward. If you are here with me still, if you stuck through the technical issues in the beginning, go ahead and put it in the comment section, you know, where you're zooming in from. If you're on Facebook Live, like where you joining this live stream from. Like to see where we're at. And we'll keep this thing moving right along. Also, you showed up today, got questions, make sure you ask those questions, drop it in the chat. I will be sure to stop and go back to make sure that I answer those questions. You take time out of your day to investing your time and looking at something like this. I want to invest my time in you, making sure that you get your questions answered. All right. So we got Michigan coming in the house. Sierra says, glad we're back. Yes, Sierra, I'm glad to be back. Technical issues resolved. Okay, let's get into it. So with that, you got to figure out, if you're marketing for apartments, who is your audience? And you have two parts of the audience, right? This business is really about two things: deals and money, right? You need to have a pipeline of deals and you need to have a pipeline of money. And so when you think about marketing, you want to be marketing for deals so that there are people out there who would give you deals. And then you also want to be marketing for capital, right? In this business, everybody runs out of money, right? If you're in real estate and you're going at a speed, if you're doing it at scale, you can't do everything with your own pockets. Commercial real estate is definitely not done with everyone digging in their own pockets. So how do you get a team of people who will help you expand and do bigger and bigger deals? It's going to take marketing to do that. So we're going to talk about both sides of those. We'll start out talking a little bit about deals and how those come in, and then we'll talk more about the investor side, right? At the end of this, I want to share one of my marketing strategies that you can use. We'll walk through it briefly, but feel free to take that, utilize it in your own business to help you grow and scale. All right. So who is your audience when you're looking for deals, right? As you're looking for deals, you've got real estate agents, you've got brokers, commercial real estate brokers, you've got property owners, investors, property managers, and big one, lenders. Okay. All of these people, when they see you, you're marketing to everybody. Okay, especially in the beginning when you're trying to get a loan, right? If you show up to a lender saying, hey, I want to go purchase $10-20 million in real estate, they're sort of sizing you up. Can you even do it? Are you a waste of a commercial lender's time, right? Because if you don't have the money to close, then you're just wasting everybody's time. So very early on in that conversation, there's going to be dialogue about it. And one of the things you have to know is just how to position yourself. Right, positioning yourself so that you look the part, that you play the part, and that you're knowledgeable. Okay, so we'll talk about how you can do that a little bit in detail with this. All right, to find deals, let's just start with the deals. Right, getting that deal pipeline flowing. In order to do that, you may want to leverage residential agents. In the beginning, that's how I bought my first deals, from a residential agent. It wasn't with a commercial broker. That's marketing, and it's very easy to do. You simply just call up residential agents in your market, tell them that you're looking for apartments. When I say apartments, I'm only talking about 5+ units, but inevitably there are some residential real estate agents that come across 5 units, 8 units, 10 units, etc. In the beginning, as I start this off, what you'll see is the larger the apartment complex, the more sophisticated the transaction parties will be. So in smaller deals, you can find a residential agent. You could find some wholesalers that may even have those deals. But as you get into larger deals, especially once you get above, say, that 20, 30 unit mark, there's just going to be more sophistication. So your ability to find a residential agent to sell you a $20 million property is slim to none, right? They will have some smaller properties though, right? So how do you do that? You mainly just call them up, tell them the markets that you're looking in. Hey, I want to see your 5+ units, right? They could set you up with the listing as they hit the market. You can use those. I would not strongly discourage you signing any sort of agreement, right? Exclusivity agreement saying that you're going to work with this buyer agent. Don't do that. Just let them know, hey, I'm looking for apartments. If you have any apartments, or if you set me up with a listing, I will use you at that point. But until then, I'm a free agent, right? I can go wherever I choose to, right? You definitely want to do that. Secondly, you want to find deals and source deals by marketing to wholesalers, right? And all of these are real easy to do. You find up your favorite wholesalers in your market and say, hey, I'm the apartment girl or the apartment guy. Send me your apartment deals. Some of them may not even be targeting deals, but when you leverage a wholesaler, for one, don't just find somebody who says that they wholesale. All right, do a little bit of due diligence to find somebody who wholesales successfully, right? They actually find deals. They have marketing campaign. They have follow up. There's even social media strategies when it comes to these wholesale deals or wholesalers who find deals. And once you do that, then you can leverage them to basically be your boots on the ground or be a source of deals for you, right? So there are even some who would do their whole campaign based off of you. They may not have that many commercial property buyers, but you can be one of them. But that's marketing. You still have to show up to them and be able to properly communicate that, hey, I'm the person, I'm your girl, I'm your guy when it comes to buying apartment complexes, so you can get those people coming to you. All right. With this, we'll talk about how to position yourself a little bit more, but the bulk of this, right? So I went through residential agents and I went through wholesalers. That's going to get you some of the small properties, but the bulk of properties are going to be with brokers. And a lot of people say, well, Jason, why don't you just go start up a direct mail campaign, drive for dollars, stuff like that? You can do that. I just haven't found it to be the best usage of time, right? If you're looking, let's just go find the people who have the deals. For one, commercial brokers are doing the same thing that you're doing. They're every day. They have a whole team, a whole business plan about calling property owners and seeing if they want to sell. I get calls right now from brokers. Hey, you're looking to sell this asset. We got a potential buyer for you, right? And these people are able to put together a track record of multiple transactions that they've done. They're able to produce a offering memorandum in just a matter of days. So if you want to go build a sustainable business trying to compete with all those people and get those sellers to sell to you, I just think you got too much of an uphill battle to climb. I wouldn't bother to do it. Can you buy a deal or two like that? Absolutely. But a sustainable business is probably at some point going to touch commercial brokers. And you want to make sure that you have your marketing down for a commercial broker. So let's go ahead and get into that. Where to find them. I did a whole training on this. If you would like to see that training, just reach out to me, drop it into Facebook or send me an email. I can show you how you can go find massive amounts of brokers off of Prexy, off of LoopNet. You can also leverage websites like LinkedIn. You just want to search for commercial broker, multifamily broker in your area, and you can find brokers to connect with. Connecting isn't necessarily the problem. The problem is having something to say when you talk to them, especially if you're new, right? If you roll up, you already got a portfolio, easy. All right. Just talk about your portfolio. Hey, yeah, we did a deal over here. We did another deal over there. But if you don't have that, it's going to have you're going to need a little bit of marketing to know what to say to them. All right. So first thing, before you do any of this, is to be educated. All right. You definitely need to be educated and know what you're talking about. All right. Imagine this. This is what I like to tell people. If you were to show up and walk to a basketball court and say, "Hey, I'm here to play basketball," right? And somebody says, "All right, we're going to play 21," or everybody has to call their own foul, right? Just pickup game. And you say, "What is a foul?" Immediately everybody knows that you don't know what the hell you're talking about because you don't know the game, you don't know the rules. The same thing happens in the apartment world. If you talk to one of these commercial brokers and they ask you about your buying criteria or they ask you about cap rates, and you have no idea what they're talking about, right? If you say what's a cap rate, immediately you've just gone to the bottom of the barrel when it comes to being able to establish a sustainable relationship with them, right? So do your homework first. After you've done that, you want to have something useful to say to brokers in order to get them to send you deals. What I've done is sort of strategically in the beginning, have a team and then leverage that team. So if you are working with somebody or somebody, you plan on partnering on your deals, you may not have done any deals, but your partner or your partnership has done deals. So you can leverage that to say, "Hey, my team owns X amount of dollars." If you are by yourself, complete solopreneur, and you're doing this, you need to be able to talk to your ability to close, right? And so what I've done, what I've shared with other people to do is, even if you've sold one single family house and you're now going to take those proceeds and roll them into multifamily. If you've got a sizable amount of money, you can just speak to that sizable amount of money. If you don't, you just say something like, "I have liquidated my single family portfolio and now I am looking to put it into multifamily." All right, you don't have to go into what that liquidation was, right? The fact that it's just been one property, right? But it can be as simple as that. I liquidated my stock portfolio. You sold some stock and now you're looking to put it into multifamily. But mainly what you're trying to do is build a brand and a reputation so that when you're talking to somebody, for one, you're knowledgeable, and two, they have a reason to talk to you. Like this is a business that is capital intensive. You have to have money or at least access to money in order to be able to do this. And so being able to lead with that in those conversations is going to be huge for you. All right. Also, when it comes to brokerages, I do two strategies. I either start at the top or I start at the bottom. What do you mean by that? Starting at the top, I look for the president, CEO of the brokerage, try to call them or send them an email. Right. That will help sometimes it doesn't. Right. But understand this: the owner of a brokerage, unless they're really small, is probably not going to talk to you. But what they will do is they'll reach down to their junior broker and say, "Hey, Jason just reached out to me, work with them." Now imagine what happens to that junior broker when their boss, the owner of the company, reaches out and says, "Hey, work with this person." Right? You're going to get a phone call, you're going to get a conversation with them, and they're going to work with you because you went to the top. Right? So that's one of the strategies you can employ. Other than that, I started at the bottom. Right? So if you've got a commercial broker, they sold $500 million in real estate or something, you're trying to find a 20 unit, they're probably not going to spend that much time on you. But the junior brokers, right, the guys who just got started, they are, right, they're a lot hungrier. So you can establish relationships with them, and then use that to build your portfolio together. All right. Who say, "Hey, I'm starting out, you're starting out, let's do our first transaction together. As I build and grow, they can build and go." And I built relationships just by employing that method right there. I will say this though, in the grand scheme of marketing, I would highly encourage you to get a domain, get a website, get a business email address. All right. If you are sending emails to brokers, to other people, and you show up with I'm rich at gmail.com, it just doesn't look that well because you haven't even established a website. And at this point in life, in technology, right, a website is almost mandatory to look like you truly play the part. So be serious, right? It doesn't cost that much. You can get a Google domain, $12 a month or something like that. So, right, but spend that to look professional. My opinion. Don't have to do it, but in my opinion, I would go ahead and take that step. Now that's just with getting deals flowing to you. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie this in how you can use marketing for people that aren't giving you deals, but you can leverage the two strategies together. So now let's go into just marketing for investors. All right. So now you want to talk to investors. The easiest place to start is your friends and family. And with this, I do not want to skip over the importance of really making a decision. Right. I heard somebody say that you play basketball, you play football, you don't play boxing. Right. When people throw on those gloves and start throwing punches at you, it's serious. I think the same thing when it comes to real estate. Most of what I've seen, right? You don't play multifamily, right? You may buy a single family, do a flip, do a buy and hold, whatever. But when it comes to buying $1 million, multi-million dollar transactions, I've only seen people who play at that level and those that don't. So if you are serious about that and you're talking to your friends and your family, make that decision, because if they're saying like, yeah, I'm looking at an apartment, but I'm also flipping a condo right now. It's just those two different things, right? Make a decision off of what you're going to do and then just go all in on that decision. All right. So friends and family is good. You're going to need to position yourself. Everything that we're about to discuss can be used for friends and family, but friends and family is just conversations, right? You've already got a relationship. Generally, they already like you. So it's an easy transition. As you get into strangers, now you got to talk about, well, how do I get a stranger to know me, to like me, to trust me? All right. So let's talk about that. In the beginning, in your marketing, you have to talk about, or you have to think about 4 things. Who are you looking for? Where are they at? What do they want? And how do you build trust with them? All right. Who? There are billions of people on this planet, right? You don't need to target all of those, right? You need to find out who specifically are you looking for. And Jason's advice when it comes to doing that is, 1, do they have money? Okay. You don't want to go try to raise money from people who don't have money, right? And it's not easy to sort of call out. There are some people that look like they have a lot of money, don't have any money at all. There are people that look like they don't have any money and are loaded. So you really just have to sort of figure that out. But 1 is you want to be targeting people that you believe have giving you some sort of indication that they do have money. And then 2, probably most important, it's easy for you to talk to them. All right. I have not targeted doctors. All right. Why? Because I'm not a doctor. So I could go talk to a doctor, but the conversation will probably quickly divulge into me just asking them questions, right? Because I can't talk to them because I've never been a doctor. So it's important for you to figure out who you're going to target, and then for it to be easy for you to talk to them once you talk to them, right? So you have to sort of figure that out. Who's got money and who is it an easy transition for you to talk to? Right. That's mine. Most people tell you create a whole avatar and all of that. And you can and you should do that. But this is the quick version of that for me. Do they have money? And is it easy for me to talk to them? And if so, then that's who I want to target. All right. Where are they at? Right. They're probably going to be somewhere on social media. They could be gathering in various groups. They could be in meetups. They could be on Facebook. Where are they gathering at, though? And that's where you want to go try to target those people at. It could be face to face. It could be on the golf course, networking events. But now that you thought about who it is that you're targeting, now where are they? Right. Also, expensive car shows. Right. There was a guy I talked to that was his thing. Right. There are people who like to drive Lamborghinis and Wraiths and all sorts of cars. Right. They have a network. Plugging into that network allows you to network with those people, right? But you can't show up in your, 2001 Buick at a car show, right? You need to be into cars too, so that it's easy for you to talk to them, right? But just finding out where they are and then inserting yourself there. Thirdly, what issues do they have? Okay. And what outcome do they want? So this is all thought process that you do before you start building out your marketing, right? Who am I looking for? Where are they at? What's their issue? Why? Because you're going to be a solution to whatever that issue is. Lots of folks, when they start making money, they have another issue. That issue is taxes, or that issue is losing the wealth that they have, right? They're worried about losing the money in the stock market, or they're learning about having to pay it to the IRS, right? So can you be a solution to that? All right. And then the fourth thing to think about is how do you build trust and how do you gain confidence? And that's where we sort of tie back into that website building, that online presence that you have. And so that when they find out about you, whether that's through social media or through a direct networking event, they then go check you out at your website, and then there's something there for them. Or, as we'll talk to in a minute, you have something valuable to give to them or to share with them, in order so that when they see you as a solution to their problem. All right. Once that happens, now you're just nurturing that relationship up until it's time to do it. Now, I don't know how long that was, whatever, 15, 20 minutes to just lay all that out. This happens in a matter of minutes, right? All of that. There are brilliant marketers right now that go from stranger to trust and confidence in 30 seconds from viewing their webpage, right? You can do it that fast. You just have to take the time to think about it in order to be able to go from stranger to, hey, I might want to talk to this person too. Let me just establish a relationship with them and potentially invest with them in the future. All right. So speaking of that, now I want to get into to a strategy that you can use and employ, right? Are there any questions? I want to stop here before I move on. It looks like everybody's following me. We're tracking this thing, or y'all just don't want to screw it up because it's already been technical issues. Let me see. We got nothing there. Irish, yeah, let me know if there's anything that comes in. If not, all right, let's keep moving. So let me share my screen here. So if you're looking for something, right? I like borrowing ideas, which is different than stealing ideas. But what you can do is just see what other people who are doing it at a high level do. One of the ways that you can do that is, can you share my screen? If can you see my screen? Right? If you see my screen, you should be looking at Facebook ads library. Right? If you Google those terms, Facebook ads library, it will bring you to something like this. What I do is I will come here, you go to, all ads, and then you type in some sort of investment terms, right? Something that's key to you. I don't like using the people that are direct competition to me. So I wouldn't put in something like multifamily, although you could, but I like seeing other industries that maybe have a similar target audience, but they're doing it a little bit different because it's something that you might be able to take from that market and bring it into your market that will be relatively new. If you look at your own market and just simply duplicate what they're doing, now you're just showing up to be one of the same. Doesn't matter, but I don't want to say it doesn't matter. It's possible, but the more creative you can be and the newer you are, it helps to separate yourself from everybody else, right? And that's what you're looking to do. So Facebook ads, if you go over here, I may have already done this. I think I did, right? So just search for investments. Who is advertising on Facebook for investments? With that, you get these results, right? That was 50,000 results, 50,000 people who are running various ads off of Facebook. And so what I'll do is just look at them to see what their strategy is, right? So 70 investments, never heard of them, but I will click on learn more, right? And so here we go. Right now, they are attempting to go from stranger to person you should invest with very quickly. Let's just see how we do it. They're talking about our next dividend will be distributed May 1st, right? So immediately they're telling you they're going to get you money, right? Starting May, right? That's trying to gain your confidence and then showing what they do. Monthly income, impact investment, diversification, strong process, right? So in this, and they've also got this chart giving you data, okay? This is just one example, right? When I do this, I would actually fill out this form, give them my email, give them my mobile number, not my primary email, that gets ridiculous, right? But you give them your information, but everybody usually has like a dummy email, and just see what they're doing. See what sort of email communication they have. Do they email you once a week? Do they email you every day? Do they send a text message campaign? Like what are they doing? All right, it's really just studying these markets. If you also come over here, you see the ad details. With some of this, you see what they're doing, right? So they're advertising this on Facebook, they're advertising on Instagram, they got audience, they got it in Messenger, and then here's somebody else. So let's see what they're doing. I will look at this. Okay. Active strategies for harnessing the potential of US value stocks. Okay, they're going for stock market audience. But do you think that people who are looking for stock investments would also be interested in real estate? Absolutely. Okay. It's not important that you necessarily gather everything out of what I'm saying now and just duplicate it, but that you understand what's behind these, that these people are spending money, right, on a consistent basis to run these ads to an audience, right? Here goes a video. All right. So somebody's got a video here. This is another one with the video. So as you do this, you get ideas about what you can use, right? How can you put this into your system so that you can go from complete stranger to a person that a stranger would invest with, right? And this is the mechanism that other people employ to do it. All right. So you take this, you leverage what they're doing, and then you make it your own. It has to be unique. It has to be authentic, right? But you can do this in one web page that you can utilize. So how does that work? As you have these conversations, going back to where's your target audience? Where are they at? Are they on social media? Once you now have a conversation with somebody, now you can say, hey, go check out this thing I created on my website. Oh, you're looking at investing? Well, I put together this document, 7 steps of doing this. I put together a video, three ways of doing this, right? You got the idea from that market research that we just did. And now you're able to give that to people as you talk to them. And we could talk into putting fuel on the fire, whether you go with paid ads, which cost you money, or whether you do it organically. But you can do these sorts of things organically just by connecting with people. And once you connect with someone organically, you now have a valuable piece of information to share with them. You share that and you build it. And as you get started, you start small, one platform, but you look to build it. In the beginning, I started off with 10 people a week. Right? How can I talk to 10 people a week? Eventually, you'll probably go to 10 people a day, 100 people a day, whatever it is, you scale up from there. The way to do it, though, is that you start something and you start it and it's consistent because people need to see you consistently. All right. That's an introduction. I can't cover everything that goes into that in one live training, but just understand, if you take nothing else away from this talk, is that marketing is important. Consider it as just as value as learning how to evaluate a deal is learning how to market that potential deal and being able to raise the capital for it. Getting a deal is marketing in and of itself. So all these things you put together, employ strategies so that you can build your multifamily career and expand it. With that being said, we'll open it up to see if there's any questions. Do we have anything, or have I crushed it today and everybody understands this? Looks like nothing, right? We're good, Irish. All right. If there is nothing, well, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all joining in with me today. Hopefully that was useful. We'll be back next week. Actually, no, I take that back. We will not have a meeting next week. I will be at a conference and it'll be too much for me to try to get away. So I love y'all. Would love to have this, but we'll have to take a pause in the action for next week. The week after that, we'll come back with more useful information to help you build your business. Make it a great day on purpose, because it will make you the happiest. And I will see you all next week. Take care.